Hi, my name is Kyle Chow. I'm an 8th grade G&T student, and this is my G&T project about COVID-19 and how it affected our lives. This is based on research from government websites and personal experiences, and I hope you enjoy.
So this is COVID-19 project number one. So the first question is, what is the coronavirus? Coronavirus is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered strain of coronavirus. Many that are infected have mild to moderate respiratory illness as a side effect. However, many people with underlying medical conditions are more likely to become severely ill. The symptoms for coronavirus are fever or chills, coughing, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle and body aches, headaches, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, and diarrhea. And so the next question is, where did coronavirus come from? The first identification of COVID-19 was in Wuhan, China, back in December 2019. Because the virus is fairly new, however, nothing has been confirmed yet by any scientific research by global public health agencies or academic experts about its origin. Many have come up with speculations and conspiracy theories on how coronavirus came to be. Some people believe that COVID-19 was transferred from animals to humans, specifically bats, while others believe that coronavirus was created in a virology laboratory. How did coronavirus spread so quickly, and why is it called a pandemic? COVID-19 spreads so quickly because it's new to humans. No human has ever been infected by this strain of coronavirus. This virus is not actually deadlier than other viruses. Our bodies are not used to the coronavirus and have never even been under attack by it before. Therefore, our bodies have no pre-existing defenses for the virus, and many people experience severe symptoms which cause them to infect others rapidly. The coronavirus outbreak is called a pandemic because it affects the whole entire world. Back in the early days of the virus, it was only known as an epidemic. An epidemic is a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community. The coronavirus outbreak was only in China, but soon enough, outbreaks had spread globally and affected all kinds of communities across the world. How do you protect yourself and others from coronavirus? You can protect yourself and others from coronavirus by wearing a mask. Masks are, masks are specifically designed to keep sicknesses and germs from one person to him or herself. Masks are made up of multiple layers of fibers that are woven to keep droplets from exiting it. When someone infected with coronavirus coughs, the virus is carried through their spit droplets, and those droplets are caught in the fibers so that it doesn't infect others. The other way to protect yourself and others is to wash your hands. Washing your hands in lukewarm water with soap for at least 20 seconds will melt away the virus and keep your hands safe. If hand washing isn't an option, using hand sanitizers can be a replacement. The last way to protect yourself and others is to social distance. Make sure to stay out of crowded areas, close contact settings, and confined and enclosed spaces. Make sure to keep at least a distance of 6 feet between another person, and if indoors with people, make sure there is substantial air ventilation and circulation. How did COVID-19 affect schools and students? COVID-19 has most definitely affected schools incredibly over the months. The coronavirus is spread through close contact activities, causing schools to be a huge hazard for the virus. Normally in schools, about a dozen students are kept in each classroom with crowded halls between periods. Because of COVID-19, most schools have shut down all in-person learning and switched to virtual classes, which are extremely contrasting when compared to regular learning. The schools that still do in-person hybrid learning have to keep a careful eye over students and their well-being. Of course, safety precautions are implemented and many activities have been canceled or become virtual. But there are still cases either way. For example, most schools in our district which have been hybrid or in person already shut down because of their cases. I'm surprised and I question why our school is still open though, even though many cases have been confirmed. I'm not sure why. But out of all the schools in our district, I think we may be the only school or one of the only schools at the moment that does in-person learning still. And COVID-19 has also left an imprint on many students, both virtual and in person. Studies have shown that 20% of college students say that their mental health has worsened. 29% of parents say that their child is already experiencing harm to their emotional or mental health because of social distancing and closures. And another 14% of parents indicate their child are approaching their limits, saying they could continue social distancing for a few more weeks until their mental health suffers. There's an absurd amount of students suffering mentally because of socially distant learning. How did COVID-19 affect social life? Social life has been greatly impacted by coronavirus. Because of social distancing and wearing a mask in public, public social gatherings are rare and frowned upon by many. Celebrations such as birthday parties are erased during this time, along with movie theaters. Even being able to see your grandparents is frowned upon since the elderly are more susceptible, I don't know how to say it,
Susceptible.
susceptible to the virus. Thanksgiving dinner has been limited to just immediate family along with Christmas and New Year's. The last time I saw my friends in person was last summer, and since then I've only seen them through video calls. How did COVID-19 affect recreational activities? COVID-19 has canceled tons of recreational activities. Sports activities have been canceled and require social distancing if they haven't been canceled. Independent recreational activities haven't been affected, such as painting, singing, playing an instrument, cooking, etc. Learning these recreational activities has in fact been affected since one-on-one private lessons or group lessons can't happen, so these learnings may be virtual or completely unavailable. Therefore, many people resort to the internet and become self-taught. Moreover, vacations and traveling have been affected. Traveling abroad is allowed but implements social distancing and masks. Some traveling has been canceled outright. For instance, last summer I was supposed to travel outside of the country but couldn't since the flight was canceled. How did COVID-19 affect businesses? COVID-19 has affected many types of businesses in many ways, from food businesses to jobs to healthcare businesses to family-owned businesses. Each type has been affected differently. During the early stages of the pandemic, all kinds of businesses suffered greatly. Many businesses were closed down, all sold out of products or extremely crowded. Restaurants were closed, markets were all sold out of products, jobs had been taken away from many, and the United States had an immense amount of unemployed citizens. Hospitals were extremely busy, amusement parks were closed, and family-owned businesses closed down for good. Nowadays, businesses are starting to open up with new protocols and safety measurements. Restaurants have outdoor dining, supermarkets are not as sold out of products as before, and jobs have slowly been coming back to many. Personally, I do not know anyone that owns a business that is part of my family or friends with my family, but my dad works from home now. And finally, the coronavirus vaccine. Coronavirus vaccine has officially been released to be used for the people of the United States. Two main companies distribute the vaccine, Pfizer and Moderna. Many people you know have probably taken the vaccine already that was distributed by one of these companies. The vaccine is short in supply, however, and has high demand, so there are certain groups that can take the vaccine at a time. The groups come in phases. Phase 1A starts with healthcare personnel and residents of long-term care facilities. Phase 1B starts with frontline essential workers and people ages 75 or older. Phase 1C starts with people ages 65 to 74 and people aged 16 to 64 years with underlying medical conditions and other essential workers. And then it is released to the entire public. I'm not sure if anyone I know in my family has taken the vaccine yet, but most likely it would have been my grandparents since they are eligible for it. And here are my works cited page.